She almost lost her marriage out of fear of catching a virus. What really happened? Stay with me. Let's find out together. Hey friends, welcome back to another mind-blowing movie featuring your favorite actors and actresses. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. It's super educational, emotional, and packed with real-life drama. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more captivating movie recaps from us. The story starts with a young, handsome, and wealthy guy named Henry, married to a beautiful lady named Bella. One evening, they're having dinner, sharing food and teasing each other, full of smiles and laughter. Later that night, Bella falls asleep with her head on Henry's lap while he watches TV. When she wakes up, she convinces him to come upstairs to bed, even though he's reluctant. The next morning, as they're getting ready for work, Bella suggests they invite her sister and her husband over for the weekend. Henry agrees, and they both leave for work. That evening, Henry comes home and calls Bella to open the door. At first, she's upset and doesn't want to, but she finally does, though still angry, and walks upstairs ignoring him. The following morning, Henry apologizes to Bella, but she doesn't respond. He even kneels, but she walks away. Later, Bella's sister and her husband come over, and everyone chats happily over dinner. After spending time together, they leave. That night, Henry comes home scratching his throat constantly. Bella gets worried and asks what's wrong, but Henry thinks it's just stress. Still, Bella insists he goes to the hospital the next day. Meanwhile, she heads to the kitchen to prepare some spicy pepper soup for him. The next morning, before leaving for work, Bella checks on Henry and notices he has a high temperature. She tells him to see the doctor. At the hospital, Henry is diagnosed with HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Shocked and speechless, he listens as the doctor prescribes medication to keep him healthy. Lost in thought, he leaves the hospital. At home, Henry breaks the news to Bella. At first, she thinks he's joking, but when she realizes it's true, she becomes furious, shouting and demanding to know how he got the virus. Henry himself is confused and can't explain. That night, Bella sleeps on the couch. Henry tries to convince her to come to bed, but after several attempts, she ignores him and goes upstairs. Henry is surprised and hurt. The next morning, Henry finds Bella getting ready for work. He tries talking to her, but she ignores him and heads downstairs. Seeing her eating alone, Henry tries again to talk, but she picks up her food and walks away. Later, Bella is seen packing her clothes into a box while talking to her sister on the phone about Henry's condition. Meanwhile, Henry, in the living room, also talks to Bella's sister, who sympathizes with him. Though uncomfortable, he pretends to be fine. Afterward, Henry confronts Bella for sharing their private matter, but Bella shows no remorse and moves her box to the guest room. That night, Henry goes to the guest room to make peace, but Bella still refuses to listen, and he returns to his room. Later that night, Henry pretends to be in pain to get Bella's attention. She comes to check on him but realizes he's faking it. Angry, she warns him never to try such nonsense again and leaves. The next morning, Bella is in the kitchen getting ready to cook, but Henry also comes in to prepare food since she won't cook for him anymore. Annoyed, Bella leaves the kitchen. Henry isn't happy about her sudden change. As he eats, Henry has a flashback of their beautiful moments together before all this began. The next day, Henry drove into the compound and, while still in his car, he called Judith, Bella's sister. He complained about Bella's recent behavior. Judith then asked if he wanted her to speak to Bella on his behalf, and he quickly agreed before they ended the call. Later, Judith sat with her husband, Louis, over drinks, discussing what was going on. The next afternoon, Judith met with Bella and spoke to her about how she was treating her husband. 2 days later, Bella went to the doctor to check her HIV status. To her surprise, the result came back negative. The doctor explained she wasn't infected, which left her shocked but relieved. That same day, Bella came downstairs with her ice cream, upset at Henry for eating some of it. Without even considering that he's her husband, she stormed out angrily. The following night, Henry went to the kitchen and when he opened the fridge, he saw Bella had labeled and separated everything with their names. This really pissed him off. He went straight to Bella to confront her, and after arguing for a while, she suddenly became calm. The next morning, Henry came downstairs ready for work and saw that Bella had prepared breakfast for both of them. She seemed calm this time. They ate together, and afterward, Henry insisted on dropping her off at work. 2 days later, Louis, Judith's husband, visited Henry. They had a chat, and Louis showed sympathy for what Henry was going through. Meanwhile, that same day, Bella was with her sister talking about how overwhelmed she felt by the whole situation. Her sister advised her and shared her own story of struggles with her husband, who had stood by her side. The next morning, Bella sat with Henry. She started by apologizing for everything she had made him go through these past months. Henry was excited, thinking she had finally come back to her senses, until she shocked him by saying she would be moving out on Sunday and had already filed for divorce. Henry, surprised and annoyed, told her she didn't have to wait until Sunday. She could leave immediately. No matter how she tried to explain, her words made no sense to him. Later that night, Bella went to Henry's room to talk. 2 days later, in the morning, Bella got ready to leave the house. Henry, who had been waiting downstairs, apologized for how he acted the previous day. After that, Bella picked up her box and left. That night, at her sister's place, Bella slept on the couch in the living room. Her sister came downstairs, and they talked for a while. The following morning, during breakfast, Bella surprised everyone by announcing she would return to her husband's house. They were both shocked, as they hadn't expected this decision from her. She explained her reasons, and after thinking deeply, they were happy for her new decision. The following evening, Henry got home and was shocked to see Bella back. He was upset, asking how she got in. The most surprising part was when Bella told him to go freshen up and come down for dinner. Wow! I really didn't expect that. But anyway, guys, what were your expectations? Drop them in the comments section. A few minutes later, Henry and Bella were at the dining table. Bella even ate from Henry's plate, just like she used to before. Henry didn't eat, he just stared at her and asked why she suddenly changed her mind. Bella then explained how her sister spoke to her and how she thought it through. Leaving her husband wouldn't solve anything, and it would also make her lose anyone else who might come her way. I thought as much? Later that night, Henry was sitting in the living room when Bella came downstairs to check on him. She sat close to him, and right then, Henry opened up. He told her he had done a follow-up test, and it confirmed he doesn't have the virus. At that moment, Henry had a flashback of his meeting with the doctor. Bella was overjoyed. She hugged him excitedly. They both talked about renewing their wedding vows to mark a fresh start. The next afternoon, Henry and Bella went to share the good news with Judith and her husband, Louis. Everyone was so happy. They laughed and chatted together, celebrating this big relief. A week later, it was time for Bella and Henry to renew their vows. Louis helped kick off the ceremony. Then Henry and Bella stepped forward and made their vows to each other. Right there, they all raised their glasses, cheering to a new home filled with love, peace, and joy. Yes, marriage isn't always perfect, but you know what? What matters most is having the right person beside you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you won't miss more of our fascinating and trending Nigerian movie recaps. Till we meet again, bye!